Hey all, it's NitroC Nerds, and everybody loves an unboxing, so let's get right down to it. First item I have is for my beloved Losi at 10 right here. It took me a long time to switch from these stock plastic shock caps you see right here to these TLR bleeder caps for a few reasons. Number one, these bleeder caps are pricey. Number two, they're aluminum, they add weight and all that good stuff. But I have to admit, after putting them on, I do like them. In fact, I like them better. I like them for the emulsion effect that they give me from a shock building perspective. I also like the fact that they bleed better, and the added weight isn't too much. To that end, the very first item of this unboxing is, as I said, for my 810, and they are the TLR rear bearing inserts. Now, the reason I got these is because this is one of these things, much like the bleeder caps, the aluminum caps, that everyone will tell you is a must-have for the Losi 810, and even the 8.2.0. I don't necessarily believe it's a must-have since I've gone, my God, maybe 15, 17 gallons with this vehicle using the stock ones. However, I can tell you that shimming, rebuilding this rear differential, the design it has using these bearing inserts, is without a doubt the most frustrating single task I have ever endured in this hobby. Now I had stuck with these stock ones right here simply because the advantage to these, they don't wear, where these can wear. And forever my thinking was, I'll switch them out as needed. But I read a review where a gentleman said he didn't realize they were worn. And I started thinking about that because I wonder, if they can warp and you just can't tell by, the naked eye or what have you. I don't know, but everyone who has these swears by them. They say it's easier to set the mesh and all of that. After rebuilding this last time, it took me about an hour just to shim it. I'm going to take my chances. Now, going back to a weight perspective, these right here are 0.10 ounces, or we could say 3 grams. Whereas aluminum ones are 0.25 ounces and 7 grams. So I added 7 grams. If that can save me an hour's worth of shimming, I'm down with that. Besides, I've recently put on these MIP, the Lunsford turnbuckles right here on the steering. That saved that amount of weight. However, I am going to have to offset this additional weight. And I'm going to offset it with the next item I have for my 810, which is these sets of MIP locking nuts. Once again, I am extremely strict with this vehicle. What makes it our fastest vehicle is the power to weight ratio. And these locking nuts right here will actually reduce, it's going to take off 9 grams. You can see they're not cheap, but again, you just get to that point to where every single gram of ounce that I add to this to make it stronger, I don't mind doing because durability always wins out, but I have to find a way to offset them. Next up for my 810, I got just a set of dog bones here. You can see this one right here is just a little bit bent. You can see the way it kind of wobbles like that. So we're not going to have that. Next up, once again for the 810, I got a Robinson Racing spur gear for it. Now this is kind of interesting. You have to understand 100% I should say of the items I get, they're not necessarily 810 items, they're SCTE items, including this one right here. Now Robinson Racing does make a steel spur gear for this 810. I'm sure as hell not going to put that on though. I've gone, like I said, 15, 17 gallons. These are my backup spur gears. They're plastic. It's soft plastic. You can see right here, I don't have any problem stripping them. They do tend to wear a little bit. But I'm intrigued with this Robinson Racing one. Now, here's where it gets a little bit interesting. I don't know crap about gearing, Mod 1 and all that stuff. But I do know that the SCTE uses the same stock spur gear as this right here, and that's a 47 tooth. This is interesting. This is a 40 tooth. The clutch bell, I don't have it near me, but I believe it's a 17 tooth, I think. Anyways, my point is, it's going to be interesting to see if it works and what the results are. I'm hoping it does, because if it does, that's awesome, because now I have access to a range of different gearing, and if I ever do want to go steel, I can, but I won't. And then the final item has to do 810 as well as a few other vehicles actually, and they're bearings. Now what's a little bit different about this, from my world at least, is these yellow ones right here are actually ceramic bearings, and they're for the steering post here on the 810. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the bearings on there with ceramic ones. The rest of these are just clutch bearings for other vehicles. And but eventually what I'm looking to do, once I gain a little more knowledge on it and whatnot, is transition all the bearings on this vehicle to ceramic ones. Right now I'm just replacing them with new ones, non-ceramic, whatever the hell you call it. I do have some ceramic wheel bearings on the way here for my Mugen. However, if you've watched part 1 of my steering assembly maintenance video, you see what a hostile environment it can be here, and how quickly the steering post bearings can go out, and the enormous effect it can have on your steering overall. So we're going to begin. Very first, ceramic bearings, my favorite vehicle, and perhaps the most important bearings on the vehicle. Next up on the agenda is to replace these steering post bearings with these ACER ceramic bearings. So that's it. Maintenance, durability, weight savings, discovery. Thanks so much. Have a great day.